everybody! So I'm making a video today to do something a little bit different. This is an angel video, so we're going to be connecting with a type of angel that I've come across on a few occasions doing journey healing sessions. So we're used to seeing angels that have big white wings, right? But we don't think about how colorful angels can actually be. I've actually come across a few times angels with black feathered wings. And I'm quite curious to do a journey, do a channeled message from my higher self on the topic of angels with black wings. And I'm curious to see what the message is, and so I'm gonna just say that, all right? So brace yourselves. We're gonna go on a journey to learn more about angels with black wings, okay? So I'm gonna close my eyes here, get settled in, connect with my higher self. It's a distant feeling. I feel like I'm looking up at the sky, at the stars, but it's a distant star. So it's a distant feeling, but in this image, I'm actually looking at a distant star. I have a longing to travel and journey to a distant star that is blinking, but is winking at me very, very, very far away. But I can still see it. Even from this planet, I can still see a star that is extremely far away. I can see it visibly with my own two eyes, and I can see it winking or blinking at me. So far away it is, trillions of miles away. All I can think about is how far away this is. I look down at my feet and I see that I'm just kind of stuck here. I'm a human being. I look behind my shoulder. I don't have any wings to fly. So I guess I just have feet. So I'm meant to just walk or run or jump. But my purpose is not to fly. Even still, I persistently look up into the sky at this one specific star that keeps blinking at me. I close my eyes. I cannot jump up into the star. I cannot reach my hand up to grab it, pick it out of the sky and bring it close to me. So I close my eyes and I choose to find the star and its location inside of my heart. My heart then possesses the ancient wisdom. It possesses all time, all space. It possesses all the stars in the sky, all the alien beings, all the spirits, all the dimensions. I go inside my heart to find the star so I can access it in a different way. Through my heart portal, through my soul. I'm visiting the star in a meditative state. I find myself walking in what is like a vast palace. It's also built into the walls of a cave-like structure. It feels like it's inside of a mountain. My voice echoes in here. There's something like a golden bridge that crosses a deep and open ravine. It seems to be made of gold, but it's like it's a tarnished color of gold. But it still looks beautiful. It's so quiet in here. My voice echoes, but I feel like it is just me. I look behind me and the bridge has disappeared. There's no going back. This is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm going through an alternate dimension, some sort of pyramid with an eye on the inside of the pyramid. There's also what is like a black tunnel. I feel like I'm going deep down inside and a long ways away. My higher self says it takes time to travel to places like these. And she winks at me. And she sort of giggles to herself about time. She says we could choose to instantaneously arrive to anywhere we want to go. But sometimes souls choose to take a journey in order to get to that place, to enjoy the drive, to enjoy the scenery along the way. She says human beings are taking a journey to get to where they want to go. Where is it that your soul wants to go? She's speaking to the viewer. She's speaking to me. She asks, where do you think your soul journey is taking you? Where do you think this lifetime is taking you? Do you think it's taking you through a portal, through a dimension, to another time and space? Do you think it is transforming? Do you think it is magical? Do you think it is like a fantasy experience? Or is it something less exciting than that? She says, Abby, you can continue your journey to the angels with the black wings. So I'm falling again down a black tunnel on the other side of a pyramid with an eye on the inside of it. I feel like I'm going a long ways to get to this place. It feels like a distant memory. I feel my soul has an emotion about this memory. There's a bit of a tremor that takes place. I feel a longing inside myself. It's really an ancient thing. So deep that it's almost hard to speak right now. It feels very ancient. It feels like higher wisdom and awareness, but it is a third eye inside of the pyramid. The angels with the black wings. They're a lot different than the other angels. There's some frequency of extremely old, ancient wisdom. It feels like one of a kind. It feels extremely rare. It feels extremely old. It's not like built on top of, it's not like something that, it's like the beginning of time. That's how old it feels. There's some sort of wise master that I'm approaching. He's got massive black wings, black feathers. He has more like feet like a bird, but they're human-esque as well. He has 3 eyes in his head. There is something of a green energy that emits from his eyes, but it also is sort of surrounding his head, his body, his wings. There's it's quite like a palace in here. He shows me several images. One is, it's hard to put my finger on his name, but it's from The Lion King. And it's sort of like the evil brother. He has a black mane and green eyes. And then another one is Jafar. He's sort of the Aladdin, the bad guy in Aladdin, so he becomes like a powerful sorcerer. So he too has something like black hair but green eyes. There's something about this. So I'm seeing these images here. It's interesting. There's a very vulnerable energy about this. He closes all three eyes and he alters the frequency from fear to love. And when he opens his eyes, he is a reflection of what is promise, what is hope, what is transformation, what is courage, what is facing fear. When he closes his eyes and he emits the green energy, it creates fear, it creates stress, vulnerability, confusion, feeling lost, feeling hopeless, feeling scared. Then when he closes his eyes and then he opens them again, he can transform fear into love and empowerment. He smiles at me. All three of his eyes shed a tear. He is honored that I would come and open his gateway. He misses me. He misses somebody caring about him. Is something about lost, something like it's so old or so ancient that it's lost. It's forgotten about. It's somehow I've seen flickers of this on really rare occasions, and I can't explain it, but yesterday I could not stop thinking about angels with black wings. So I knew I had to do a journey today about this. He holds my hand. He is massive. I mean, he is like 500 feet tall. I could grow 500 feet tall, so he's not so massive, but that's not the point. He's trying to be a reflection. He's showing a reflection of ancient, powerful energy. So I honor the way that he presents himself so we can understand. He's very kind. He's very patient. He is accepting of both sides of the wheel of fortune, the good and the bad. When he closes his eyes and he opens them, he says that the bad can be transformed into good very quickly and easily. But there's so much fear, and when there's fear, now we remain in fear, and when we blink our eyes and open them again, we see fear. But we need to transform the fear into love, so that when we blink our eyes, all we see is love. He is changing a bit. He shows me himself with a broken leg and a big crutch, and he's sort of hobbling forward. We're trying to get to a very large doorway, and it's getting a lot harder to breathe. It feels very difficult to move forward. It feels like a struggle. It feels like the doorway is in front of us, but we will never reach it. And it's an agonizing nightmare dream. But I tell him it's okay. We will persevere. And if it takes lifetimes to reach this doorway, then we will reach this doorway lifetimes later, but we will enjoy the journey. It is okay. We will make it. He says, some people feel battered and bruised, or like they're in a battlefield and they're wounded, and they're too worn out, too beat up to reach the doorway into the next experience. He says, allow yourself to feel a timelessness and an appreciation of the journey, and what it takes to get from point A to point B is the journey. All the little details in between are the magic of the experience. He shows me that it was all some sort of weird dream, because I'm blinking and I'm still looking, sort of gawking at this angel in this palace. He shows me he has one black wing and one white wing, and when he blinks his eyes, he gives the gift of fear. But when he blinks his eyes, he can help inspire empowerment and the ability to conquer fear. But souls must learn about both in order to become wise. All souls are challenged because souls have to understand, and the only way to understand is to become destroyed sometimes, to become a failure, to become lonely, to become forgotten about, to become lost, to become many things. But also it's about love too, because you can't truly be expanded unless you know about love and what love creates. He says it's amazing to see what happens when love intervenes. He shows me people doing heroic things like jumping in front of a bus to save another person. Heroic actions at the last minute to save another person's life, even if it means ending your own. These types of deeds are extraordinary. Also part of the lessons, the expansion and growth of the soul. He's ready to leave this place. He stands up, then we walk out of here is what it's like. But it never feels like we ever leave. I mean, again, we're going back into the scenario where we are trying to reach the doorway, but it's like we never leave. I find myself falling back into my body, looking up at the sky again, and there it is. It's a star very, very far away that is blinking, but is winking at me. This angel tells me I have everything that I need to be heroic, to be a conqueror, to be a healer, to be a wise speaker. And you don't even need angel wings, he says. You have everything you need inside your heart, even access to my realm. He says that to everybody watching the video. He says, you have access to everything in the universe, even access to my realm. He shows me human beings who have picked up swords in order to have access to everything they needed to survive. Why didn't they put the swords down and discover that everything they needed was inside of their heart? Now they are learning about fear and courage at the same time. Now you understand what my purpose is. Fear and courage taking place simultaneously. Good and bad taking place simultaneously. He wants to know if you could come up with another example of a good and bad thing that is taking place simultaneously. He shows me the planet today. He shows me how many people feel there are many bad things going on the planet today. But he says bad is an illusion because all things are for the greatest good. He says bad and good now happening simultaneously. He talks to me about another phenomenon, what we would define as the angel of death. I have seen as two angels working together as one, an angel of death but an angel of life, and they're both one angel. He shows me his identity is much like this as well. Dark and light, death and life working together as one. He closes his eyes and then he opens them again. He asks me if I think it is a bad thing, his role, his purpose, his identity. He shows me what is the beginning of time, as I would call it. good and bad are born simultaneously. Is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? He smiles. He says he would hope I would see him as a good thing and not a bad thing. He tells me that I can visit him at any time. His door is always open, and he loves visitors. He says that it can be lonely here sometimes. He asks if that is a good or bad thing. And he smiles at me. That is the end of the story. It is the end of the journey. I want to ask him a question. I want to ask him why he has 3 eyes. I want to ask him about the green color. I want to ask him what his perception of wisdom is. I want to ask him why he is so far away. Why is he not here more? There's something about all of this that is in my mind. And take a moment to look at his eyes. Take a moment to look at his face. It changes shapes, his face does. Sometimes it looks like a skeleton, and sometimes it looks like many different faces. Types of faces, not just human faces. Different colored faces even, different body shapes, different forms of body. He's very patient as I observe him. I go inside of his heart. I want to see what it looks like. I see both extreme scenarios of the dark experiences, feeling like you're overpowered, fearful, sad, depressed, all those things. I see hopelessness, but I see hope. I see love, confidence, conquering. I see everything that is extraordinarily good in this world and extraordinarily bad or sad in this world. I see both extremes inside of his heart. Something about the green color is a reflection of a fear creates sort of like a smell or a stench. So it's sort of like a green color because it's a reflection of that. But when he closes his eyes and opens them again and he is a reflection of the good or the light or the love, it sort of radiates relief, refreshing sensations of warm energy, compassion, kindness, love, generosity. Just feels really natural. He asked me if I would like him better if he had only 2 eyes instead of 3 eyes. I tell him it's not about that. It's about the symbolism of it. Why does he have a symbolic third eye? Inside the triangle. Sort of, this is here is a pyramid of wisdom. I see this all the time. Here's a pyramid of wisdom. So we have 2 human eyes that see the human world. We have a third eye here that sees into the spirit realm. So here we have a triangle of wisdom, right? And then we have sort of an energy portal above this triangle of wisdom. So there's all kinds of infinite understandings that we can access. But it's truly all found inside your heart. But you can also channel information all over the place. You can channel information through your sexual body. You can channel information all over the place. That your soul and your heart is really the infinite portal and access to everything. That's what I choose to work with the most, is my heart. But I also have visual experiences here. But I feel like there's also higher wisdom that comes down from above. It's just a natural psychic sensation that it feels this way. He's not giving me any answers. It's just simply for me to see what else is here, see what it means to me. It really feels like this is complete. So I'm just gonna stop there. I hope this has been an interesting experience for you. I hope it's given you something new to think about and expanded your perception of creation and what exists in this infinite universe, particularly with angels. So that being said, if you're ever interested in connecting with me one-on-one through a psychic service, please visit me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful day.